I'm Jenilee Borek at Harrigan's Tavern in Kettering. St. Patrick's Day is here and the parties have been going all weekend long. The owner here says safety is key and they're encouraging people to not drink and drive.
Drink up, it's St. Patty's Day!
Come on, get in here! Oh, here we go! Yeah!
With St. Patrick's Day falling on a Monday this year, Irish bars have been enjoying large crowds all weekend long. Mark Moser, who owns Mo Harrigan's Tavern with his wife, says they kicked off the Irish celebrations on Saturday night.
This place was rocking last night, too. I don't know, I didn't know how much Kettering's got left in her, but man, I tell you what, they bringing it out here this weekend. It's awesome.
As one of the biggest drinking holidays of the year, bars are trying to make sure people are safe. 3 Irish bars in the area, Harrigan's Dublin Pub and Flanagan's Pub, have partnered, shuttling people to each place. You can get from Dublin Pub to either of the other 2 and from the other 2 back to Dublin.
That way people don't have trouble parking. They can take a bus. They don't have to. Uber rides are cheaper, so if you pick up here, it just works out everybody better. I think it benefits everybody, and I think people love it.
Law enforcement is doing their part as well to deter people from drinking and driving. A checkpoint in Washington Township will be at 725 and Paragon Road, happening from 5:30 to 9:30 tonight. Major Andy Flagg with Montgomery County Sheriff's says that area has had 20 OVI arrests so far this year and 88 last year.
We do ask that everybody be responsible, drink responsibly, have a plan before you go out, family member to help you drive if you've had too much to drink, a friend. We don't want to have to go to somebody's house tonight and make notification of an injury or death as a result of impaired driving.
But as long as you're being safe, enjoy the holiday, just like this 93-year-old I spoke to. He celebrates with his kids because his grandfather was Irish.
We kind of celebrate his day, and we have, as they were growing up, we always made a big deal out of it. And I'm not about to quit. I think I've got some of his genes.
You can scan the QR code on your screen for Montgomery County Prosecutor Matt Heck's Arrive Safe program for $20 toward an Uber ride. I'm Jenilee Borek, and I'm outside the Salvation Army campus in Dayton. Dayton 24/7 Now is partnering with the Salvation Army and our parent company for Sinclair Cares From Homeless to Hope. I spoke with the campus about what the issue looks like in our area and how we can help.
These people are staying in that situation for longer periods of time, which is so unfortunate.
It may not be something you notice in your day-to-day life unless you're going through it, but homelessness is something many are battling across the Miami Valley. The point-in-time count, which counts how many people are unhoused in one night, showed 687 people were unhoused in 2024, 92 were unsheltered. I asked the manager of support services for the Salvation Army what people are going through who come to them for help, and she says housing stability is a challenge because of rising rent costs as well as something else.
Rising utility costs. We do a lot of utility assistance work here, and we are just seeing people unable to make their monthly payments on the various utility companies. People are having to make those tough decisions. Do I pay my rent this month, or do I pay my utility bill?
The Salvation Army is one place people can turn to help them get back on their feet. It can be difficult for people to ask for help, but I asked what someone can expect when they walk through the doors of the Salvation Army in Dayton.
Food insecurity is a huge thing. Hygiene poverty is a huge thing as well. Actual homeless people who are unsheltered coming in just looking for a hot meal. We're able to provide that. We're able to refer them where we can.
The Salvation Army is partnering with Dayton 24/7 Now and our parent company to combat homelessness in the Sinclair Cares From Homeless to Hope initiative. From now until March 23rd, the donations you give will directly help people in the Miami Valley who need it.
I mean, it just promotes awareness, right? And the more people are aware of the issues within their own community, the more we come together and we can make a greater impact for those we serve.
I was told even the smallest donation can help. It can be as easy as picking up extra toilet paper when you're at the store. I'm Jenilee Borek, and I caught up with Kettering City Schools for this week's Waste Watch. I spoke with the superintendent about a project that's in the works to possibly replace some of the school buildings with new ones. Kettering City Schools is in the beginning phases of a possible project with the Ohio Facilities Construction Commission. That's a state commission that provides support for construction and renovation of public K-12 schools. Superintendent Mindy McCarty-Stewart of Kettering Schools says the OFCC did a 1.5-year-long study looking at each building, and the district recently got the results.
Really minus Greenmont Elementary, which is one of our newer buildings. The other buildings, in their assessment, if partnering, they would say you need to build a new facility.
A presentation on the district's website shows all 11 of its K-12 schools, except Greenmont, were built between 1949 and 1964. The project would most likely be broken into 2 phases. Phase 1 would look to combine the 2 middle schools into one and renovate the high school's academic space. McCarty-Stewart says the district would consider putting the new middle school close to the high school.
We have a lot of students currently that are enrolled at Van Buren Middle School and at KMS are bused in to take courses at the high school. And again, sharing the resources, if we can be adjacent to that, that would be an ideal, effective operation programming opportunity.
Phase 2 would look to consolidate 8 elementary schools into 5. If the district partners with the commission, there are guidelines it have to follow, the trade-off being the state would pay for approximately 43% of the project. Right now, the estimated total cost is around $400 million, so the state's funding would be significant, but voters would have a say as well.
A bond covers a permanent improvement, and bonds cover facilities. Our operating levies cover the day-to-day operations of our school. So in order to do a project like this, the community would need to support a bond issue.
A community forum will be held March 20th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Fairmont High School to start the dialogue with the community and reveal what the study showed about the current buildings.
This morning, Kettering City Schools is considering a major project to replace some of the school buildings with new ones. Jenilee Borek caught up with the district superintendent for this week's Waste Watch to find out more about the funding and really where things are right now. So Jenilee, you looked into Kettering City Schools, and what did you learn about this project and where they're kind of at with it?
So this is the very beginning phases of it, which is a great time to find out some information so that you can follow it along the whole way. So they partnered with the Ohio Facilities Construction Commission, which I didn't even know is a commission, but part of what that commission does is they help school districts, public school districts, K through 12, when they need to renovate or replace buildings. So they partnered with them, and this study was over about 1.5 years. So there's a lot to this study, a lot of information they're going to give the public. But it basically told them that most of their buildings need to be replaced. Now, 11 out of their 12 schools are K through 12, and they were built between 1949 and 1964. So these are old buildings. So that's basically what the report said, is they're going to need to build new facilities. If they partner with this commission, there are certain guidelines they'll have to follow for those.
So what did the superintendent, when you spoke to them, what did they tell you about the funding opportunity that the state could help provide?
Well, this is huge because right now, in today's dollars, this project, and it's going to take years, of course. I mean, they're not even in the design phase. They're just talking about ideas. But right now, it could cost around $400 million.
Oh, wow.
If they partner with this commission, the state could pay up to 43% of that.
Oh, wow.
So that's a huge amount.
Yeah.
And, you know, she told me that the state doesn't always have the same amount available. So this is a really good opportunity that Kettering Schools may not come across, you know, in the near future again.
So where do you think things will go from here? What kind of is the next step then for the district?
Sure. She said by September, they should have a little bit more of an idea of what that budget would look like. She said it probably wouldn't be till next winter that the board would vote on a resolution, and they're going to have a lot of community meetings to figure out what they really want. You know, right now it's looking like they would combine the 2 middle schools into one and make the 8 elementary schools 5. So that's, you know, there's a lot of different things that they can do, but there's not a plan solidified. So right now they want to get the plan solidified, get into the design phase, and then they would have to ask voters to vote on a bond in the future for the locally funded part.
So this is definitely something we'll be keeping an eye on, I'm sure, in the future.
Yeah, and if I can mention, the first community meeting is tonight.
Oh, okay.
From 6 to 8 at the high school, at Fairmont High School. So if people want to know what this study showed and get some information, they should go.
Absolutely.
And it will be videoed.
Oh, okay, perfect.
That's
Well,
all.
Jenilee, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining us.
I'm Jenilee Borek. I'm downtown Dayton. As the calendar inches closer to May's election, the picture is getting clearer about who's running. Darius Beckham is one of the candidates for Dayton's commission. I sat down and talked with him about what issues he's focusing on as he campaigns. In Dayton, 2 city commission seats are up for grabs. During May's primary, 5 candidates will be narrowed down to 4. Then in November, the remaining 4 candidates will battle it out for those 2 seats. Darius Beckham, who previously worked in Dayton Mayor Jeffrey Mims's office, recently announced he's running for his first position ever. He says he has 3 main priorities. The first, improving neighborhoods.
They pay taxes, right? They take care of their homes, and they want to live in neighborhoods that are stable, that are safe, that are thriving, that have businesses.
A second priority of Beckham's, public safety. He says while working with the city, he did a lot of work on the up-and-coming violence intervention program.
What it does is intervene and help deter violent situations before they escalate into shootings through credible messengers who are trained and who are reliable members of the community. As I talk to residents, as I have engaged with families that have lost loved ones, as I have read some of these stories, it's heartbreaking, it's traumatizing, and it's unacceptable.
Beckham's third focus is economic justice.
Folks who may have a great idea or a concept that just need a chance, right, and an opportunity and support, trying to really make it easier for them to build out their ideas and their business here in Dayton.
We will continue to reach out to candidates so you can hear from them directly. We'll have election coverage here on air and online at Dayton247now.com.